Alright, hello, here we go. I I hope this one goes well, not like the last one. It was a bit of a mess, the audio was not good. So I'm going to create this haircut with this fade and all those little details, this flow. I'm going to try to create this nice smooth hairline. We are going to create this line here, this one here. This is like this one is like a parting line, but a little bit less aggressive, or yeah, that's the word that I'm looking for. So just so you know, my English is not that good, so well, if you have any questions, go ahead. So first I'm going to do a breakdown showing how I created this one, and then I'm going to replicate it here with this in this head. Okay, first of all, I have here my groom and the hair stack here. We have guides from mesh, then we have edit guides, hair from guides. Let's start with those three first. So guides from mesh is used to generate guides from a mesh, right? But in this case, I didn't use this to create guides, because I wanted to plant my own guides. So what I did was use edit guides to plant all my guides manually where I wanted them. So I plant all the guides one by one, and then I start to comb the guides to create this flow that you can see here. This flow like this. You see? And then like this way. When I'm done with that, I add hair from guides to generate all these hairs, and then push away to push the hair away from the inside of the mesh. This happens. Let's see. You see, we don't have any hair inside the hair. This is thanks to push away from surface. And to create this fade, I used a length node with a texture map to indicate where the smaller, the shorter hairs will be. This will help me to create the fade, and not only the fade but also the hairlines, to create this smooth these smooth hairlines like this, and in the front as well. As you can see, is very sharp but smooth, and the fading here is also very smooth, very gradual, like a gradient map. So we have that there. What else? Yeah, then I used a freeze modifier to add some freeze to the hair, but based on the length of each of each hair. because on the top we don't we don't want the same amount of frizz that we have on the top. We don't want that on the sides because the hair is shorter. Then we have some clumps, and it is the same like with the frizz. We may have a lot of clumps on the top, but on the sides and on the back we don't have that many clumps. So the clumps are also based on the length of the hair. So shorter hairs have less clumps, shorter hairs have less frizz, and shorter hairs also have less details. So that's it. I use the same technique to create the facial hair. As you can see, we have here some eyebrows on the top. Here they are really thin and short, and then on the middle they come together like this, and they get thinner and larger like this. Okay, so let me start. First I'm going to put this here so I can see the guides, because we are going to replicate this one. And I'm going to put this window to the side, or to this side, and this one too. This one belongs to this scene. I'm going to wait a minute. I'm going to first sorry. I'm going to start at the top here, and then I'm going to add the guides from the side like this. But let's start at the top. Okay, let's move this to here again. And I'm going to select the head here and add a new hair object. Just click this button here, and we select any hair groom preset. This one is for hair, and this one is for feathers. I'm going to pick this one and click create. So we end up with this. This is obviously not what we want. Let me first make the head unselectable. Nice, and let me hide this and put this here. Okay, this is not what we want, but I needed some preset to add edit guides and guide from mesh. So as I said, we don't need guides from mesh because I'm going to add my own guides one by one. So I'm going to go to guides from mesh and decrease the guide count to 0, so we don't get any meshes here. I mean, we don't get guides on the mesh. And I'm going to use edit guides to add my own guides. So to do that, I'm going into root mode, this icon here, and expand this group here, roots, and use the plant guide tool to add my own guides like this. Right now it is creating guides that are very long, and we don't want that. What I'm going to do is open the tool settings, and I'm going to turn this off, so each guide will be unique. I'm going to decrease the guide point to 5 points. If we need more points, we can increase that later. And the guide length, let me try 5. Maybe it's too long. Maybe 3. Yeah, I think that's fine. So 5 points per guide, and the guide length will be set to 3. The guide points, I'm going to show you what are the guide points in case you don't know. I try to make this beginner friendly. So the guide points are like the vertex that create one guide. For example, if I click this option here, show vertex ticks, it will show the guide points on a guide. I'm not sure if you can see them, but let me increase the guide width, and we have 5 points. We have one here, here, and the last one in the tip here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. So those are the vertex that create a guide. Okay. Cool. So I'm going to delete these guides as well. Oops. In root tab, I'm going to, no wait, is guide operations. We have the delete selected strands here. Okay, so we have here a hair line that is based in a distribution map. So what I'm going to do is load my distribution map that I already created in Moodbox. I'm going to load it as a texture color map, so I can see where I'm going to plant the guides. Let me turn on the textures. It's not this one. Oh wait, it's not selectable. Why can't select it? Okay. Let's see if I have the texture here. Distribution map. Yeah, it should be this one. Yeah, it's this one. And I'm going to connect this here so I can see where I'm going to plant those guides. Now I have a map to see my hairline here. And just in case, I'm going to open Moodbox in case I have to tweak the map. Okay, I hope I can remember what was the scene. I think it was... I think it was this one. Yeah, this is the one I used to paint the fading. Yeah. So this is not the scene with the distribution map. What are the recent files? No, this is not the scene. Show me this one. Okay, yeah, it's this one. So I'm going to leave this here just in case I need to tweak the maps, and I'm going to show you how I created the maps and why. First, let's start adding the guides. So I have this just to see my hairlines, just and to see where I'm going to paint to plant each guide. So in edit guide, I'm going into root mode and the roots tab and use the plant guide tool. Okay, first I'm going to define the hairline with the guides like this, and then to the back like this, and then I'm going to comb the guides to add some flow to it. I'm not going to plant the guides exactly here in the hairline because we are going to have some I'm going to paint a map to define better the length of the hair in the hairline, and to create a smoother transition, and this is too sharp. So I'm going to plant the guides like over here like this in this line, more or less like this. And I'm going to start on the center, and I'm not using mirroring here or symmetry because the head is not symmetric. As you can see, the shape is not the same in both sides, so I'm going to have to do this manually, both sides manually. So I will add one on the center like this, and then start adding the rest. the other side. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we will do the same here. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Okay. Let's see if we can put 4 instead of. Yeah, like this. So it's more or less like this. You see, we have some guides here on the hairline, and then on this side here. And let me save the scene. Now on this line, the guides, the roots of the guide, I don't recommend to plant the roots too close like this, because the closer they are, the less hair they will generate when we add hair from guides. So more or less like this, try to have an even distance between the guides like this. Let's keep adding them until we get to the center, more or less over here. One here and one here. Yeah, and let's do the same here. It doesn't have to be perfectly placed. It's okay if it's not completely symmetrical. Okay. Now let's see what we can do to fill the center here with more guides. I'm going to add guides in the middle. No, wait, not like this, because if you see here, the flow goes like this, and the flow of the roots also flows in the same direction. So I'm going to just start grooming the guides one by one. To that, I'm going into brush mode here. Oops. And I'm going to use this option here, affect selected only. So only the guides that are selected like this will be affected when I groom. The rest will remain untouched. And also the brush strength is too high right now. I want to decrease the brush strength here to half maybe. Yeah, that's better. So I'm going to groom the hair like this. Or maybe I don't need to use this and just groom all the guides like this and save some time. We can tweak them later. Yeah, something like that. Same for this side. Let's see. I'm trying to create this flow. To the left and then to the back. Like this. And the same for these guys here. All the way to the left. The ones on the back will have a different flow. A little bit to the back like this. It's okay, we can tweak that later. Let's just keep adding new guides. So now I'm going to the back and I'm going to try to create this flow. So we have the center of the flow here, and all the guides flow outside in that direction like this. Like this. Let's create that. Starting with this guy here. Effects selected only. And I'm going to I'm going to use one on the sides, like as the center, or more to the right. Maybe this one. Something like this. And the next. Or better, I think it should be to the top like this. Should go to the top. So it goes like this, and the rest go like this. And then like this. Well, let's do that. On the sides shall go like this. next, like this. Here we start to blend the ones, the guides on the front with the guides on the sides. So let's start to get them more like this. So they will then blend like this. Oops. That's fine for now. Let's see what we have here. This one is to the sides like this. This one a little bit to the back so it blends with this one. And so on. Just repeat the same on all the guys here on the front, so we get a nice flow. They don't all have to be the same. You can create some nice flow like this here and then like this. It depends on what you want to do. I'm going to keep it simple to save time. To groom all these guides as quick as possible. I know it's a very repetitive process and it's a bit boring as well, so let's try to speed it up. Okay, let's see on the other side what we have. On the other side we have the line here and the guides go down like this. Like this. Okay, this one here in this corner blends with the others like this, and the rest go in its own way. Okay, I think I'm going to use these guides for the top part of this line here, not like this. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So they will go to the front like this. When you comb guides, make sure to see them from different views, so you can see how the guide looks from different angles, like this. You groom a little bit, you comb the guide like this, and then you move the camera to see how it looks on the top, and maybe you have to do some tweaking like this, and then on the sides maybe you have to do a little bit more tweaking, small tweakings like this, small mouse movements. Yeah. The next. Okay, this one's start to blend with the rest like this. This one is approaching the back, so I'm going to change the flow. Instead of going to the front like this, you know what, yeah, it should go to the front like this. It will look better, I think. And on the back we have these ones here, so they should go like this. Oops. Yeah, yes, like this. Oops. Or you can also use this mode to just move the guide like this. If you find the brushing mode too difficult or complicated, it's up to you. I'm going to keep doing it in the brushing mode. No, this one shall start going like this to create a spiral shape here, more close to the scalp, to the head like this. Okay, good. And we start to create this flow here, the spiral. And now they start to go into this side like this. They fall like this. Maybe too low. It's about creating a nice and smooth transition. And you may wonder why all my guides are the same length. It's because I'm going to set the length using a length node, this node here. So all the guides on the groom will be all of the same length. So we have more room to create a nice fading effect using a gradient map. A little, oops. A little bit more tweaking over here. Maybe more to the back like this. Yeah. Okay. This will create a transition with the hair from this area to this area like this. Okay, now we have the top. I'm going to continue here on the back to create the swirl here, the spiral shape. This is the most difficult part, at least for me. It will require a lot of tweaking, so let's get into it. What is happening? Okay. Something like that. Let's comb them real quick. We are getting closer to the shape that I want. To this side. Okay, maybe the brush strength is too low. It's a bit better now. This close to the scalp. Maybe like this, and let's see what happens. Okay, so we have this. It should be this way. Let me take a screen capture of this. I want to have this here. Here. Like this. And this one like this. Okay, let's continue the same flow here, the flow of this guide here, and try to blend with the rest, with the ones that will be on the side here. So it will be like this, and then go down like this, and similar with this one, goes to the sides like this, and then go down. Or maybe, yeah, maybe we should try this. Nah, it's better this way. Let's keep going down. Let's see what we have here. So yeah, they just go down like this. I have more guides in this new room than the guides that I have here. As you can see, I don't have too many guides in this one, so I may remove some later if I see that I don't need them. For now, let's keep them there. Okay, this here on the back is far from looking like a spiral, so I'm going to just tweak the roots to change the location uh, hmm, of the guides. So in root mode, I'm going to use the move tool to tweak the guides like this. This, just trying to get the right shape. This is what we need. And yeah, I think this side is fine. Let me move this one over here. And this one here like this. Why is it moving like this? Okay, I have to check that. Oops, I write that guide. So the length was 5, I mean 3 like this. I'm going to set it back to 3. Okay, this is more or less what we are looking for. Let's go to the sides and start filling those gaps. First here, and I'm going to room this guy to the side, to down to the front like this. Down and then slowly to the back, down, and then the tip a little bit to the back like this. And this one to blend the two different flows, the one that goes to the front and the one that goes to the back, like this. Okay, let's keep adding guides. More or less over here and over here. This one will create a curve like this to the back. Hey Arthur, Tamiola, welcome to the stream. If you have any question, let me know. First, let me comb this to the front like this and then the tip to the back to create a nice flow like this, and then to the back. It will blend with this guy here and with this guy. and keep grooming like this. Okay, let's continue down here, here, let's see what we have here. Okay, so they go they flow like this. Let's try to replicate that. And you go like this. Let's see how they look when we generate the hair. This one goes behind the ear. I like to do it like this to make it flow in this direction. And here I start to make them flow to the back like this. Like this. Or maybe like this. Yeah, let's try that. And here like this as well. And closer to the scalp. We don't want a big chunk of hair. We want hair that is well groomed, very close to the scalp and short. And we are done with this side. except this one is going inside the scalp, so let's groom it back like this and go to the other side. So in the other side we have this, the hair is going to the back like this, then slowly start to merge here in this line. So let's keep planting some guides. And yes, this part of the process is a bit long and boring, but bear with me, the fun part comes after this. Let's see. Okay, let's go with that. So to the back like this. To the back and close to the scalp. Very close to it. And here it starts to go down just a little bit. Again to the back, but now more down. And so on. And now it starts to blend with the ones on the top here. Maybe even do this. And repeat. Now I try to blend between the guides on this side and the guides on the back. So let's do something like this. Oops, and these guides are too far from the scalp. I may even do it like this. No, this one is too curved. It's better to do it with the brush. And keep going down. Maybe here. Let's groom them all together like this and then tweak them. So now we start to go to curve here, or like this, or maybe we can keep doing it like this. Yeah, let's do that. Let's continue this flow. Okay, I'm selecting guides on the back, so I'm going to ignore back facing strands, so I don't have this problem anymore. Okay, this one should go to the front or to the back. Let's try to the front. Decisions. Let's create some blending here of the guides on this side, the top. Maybe like this. Yes. Oh wait, I have to blend it with the swirl. Okay, let's keep that for now. And another layer of guides. Two guides is enough here, and two guides here, and start adding them more close to the hairline, like this, closer to the hairline, not too close. Okay, this one goes behind the ear. Oops, what did I do? Oh, okay, no, this one. almost there. Okay, just a few more. Okay, that's fine for now. Let's move on to the top part now. But I will be back in 5 minutes. I will go for some water. Oops. Okay, I'm back. Hey, Shan Joseph. Yes, I will repost the videos later. Here on Facebook and in YouTube. Okay, I'm going to add guides to the top now. On the top. On the top, I want a flow like this. Oops, wait, where is that? Where is my pen? Why it's not working? That's weird. Okay, now I want a flow like this. More or less like this groom here. Yeah, Shan, you are welcome. Okay, let's keep adding guides. We are almost done with the guides. Just bear with me. I know it's tedious, but it's not hard and it have to be done. So I'm going to add some guides here, not too close to each other. We have too many guides already. Yeah, I think I created too many guides. And I think the less guides we have, the better. The faster will be the simulation, and the better will be the hair interpolation. But after I am done with the guides, I may try to delete some of them to see how the hair interpolation changes. Like this. More to the front, like this. If you don't want the guides to go inside the head like this, you can have push away from surface on. This option is I think is in guide operations. You turn auto push away from surface and set the pushing distance here. For example, right now it's set to 0, and if I groom the guide, it will not let it you see, if I groom the guide inside the head, it will be pushed back to be above the mesh like this. But I don't like this option because sometimes it makes grooming a bit slower, so I just groom like this. I don't mind when they go inside the head. I just have to comb them back. Okay, so creating this flow. It's like a flow to the left that that start to curve to the right. So it's not difficult to do, just a bit tedious. Yeah, like this. Maybe a little bit more straight to the front like this, because when we add guides, hair from guides, the hair will be interpolated from straight like this to curve like this, and we will get this nice flow, and then like this and like this. You will see later. I am not using a real reference. I am using this groom instead, because when I use a real reference, grooming takes too long, and I want to just use this stream to teach you the basics and what I know without getting without going too long. I don't want to be here 6 hours, but maybe 2-3 hours showing the basics and doing something quick and replying to questions. But I'm going to I try to do it as to do the best I can without using references. The fact that I'm not using any reference doesn't mean that what we are creating doesn't make sense, or that we are not going to learn. Here, for example, is the same as we did here. When we add hair from guides, the hair will be interpolated like this, and will create this nice flow like this, and then it will merge here like this, and we'll create a pinch like this here. Let me show you. For example, here you see this pinch of hair here, this little bunch of hair. I like the look of this, and this is what I'm trying to create here. This part here, Let me show you this. This bunch of hair gets together here and create this small pinch of hair here. I just like how it looks, and I think it's a good example of how hair from guides will blend the hair and create different effects. The same here. Let's see what we can do to let this make sense. Or maybe this one is tricky, because we have this one guide here, and this I don't want to create a weird flow here, but in any case we can leave it here, and if this guide creates some weird shape, we can just comb it to any other shape, or just remove it. Maybe a little bit further from the head, because we want the hair on the top to be higher. So I think it's time to get it a bit away from the hair, from the head. Even this one, like this. This way we have like a second layer of hair, which is on top of the hair that is on the sides. So let's try that. Where am I? Whoops. Okay. And let me turn on ignore back facing to avoid affecting the guides on this side, and move it further away like this, so it's on top of these guides on the sides. Yeah, that will work. Oops. Let me save just in case. More to the front like this. Yes, to the front and then to the left, to the front and to the left. And a little bit further from the head. higher like this. Yeah, like this. To the front and a little bit higher like this and like this. Wait, how many guides do I have? Oops. No, wait. How many guides do I have? 105 guides. Okay, that's fine. That's okay, I think. $106 because this one was not selected. We have quite a few here to groom. To the front and then to the top. Like this. Maybe here we start to get it more to the right. Yes, that's right. That's better. And here we have to blend also with the ones in the front, so we have to get it in a similar position and a little bit to the right and to the back like this, so it goes up like those haircuts from the 90s. Yeah, like the haircuts from the rock bands from the 90s, Linkin Park and yeah. Spiky hair. Hmm. Maybe on the front they should be more like this. Yes, that will look better. Like this. Yes. So I'm going to tweak the guides on the front. Oops. More to the left, like this. So we don't get this Linkin Park style haircut. And like this. Yeah, that's much better. Let me save. And now go back to this guide. Yeah, I'm going to get you closer to your brothers here, like this. Same with this one, and so on. Like this. This one goes to the back like this. They will, no wait, maybe, no, let me straighten them up and go back to these two. Should be like this, and you shall go this direction. Yeah, that will look better. Like this. Okay, it's getting into shape. So we are getting closer to this look. Maybe the ones on this side should go a little bit more to the right. This one should go like this. And now that I'm here, I'm just going to groom this one to blend this part, this area here, all the way to the right. It will fall to this side of the hair. What is happening? Oops. Actually, it should go more to the front and then to the right, like this. Let me turn this off and decrease the thickness of the guides. Let's see. Nah, they look too straight. Should be more to the front, like this. And then up. And I will do the same with this one. Just a little bit here down and then top like this, just to create a little bit more volume on the top. Let's do the same on this side, to the front like this, and then to the right, and a bit higher. Like this. A little bit more to the left, like this. And a little bit closer to the head. this. We are almost done with the guides. Maybe 2 or 3 more lines. Yes, that's fine. Let me start with this side first. The same that we did with the rest. They go to the front, flowing to the right like this. They all should go more or less like this. When we are done with the guides, I'm going to start adding the details, the fading, like I did here, and to improve the hairline, like this. The hair on the front should look a bit more higher than the rest, so I'm going to get the guides to comb the guides in a way that they are more higher. I want to create something like this, a little bit of, oops, right, I cannot undo this thing. I have to delete it here. So I want to create a little bit of volume like this. More like this. And for that, I want the guides to be higher. Sorry, on the front. Like this. We are almost there. The reason this happens, that I cannot comb the guide, is because I have this option on ignore back facing, and this will depend, this option will rely on the angle of the camera, so I have to either change the angle and groom like this, or turn this option off when I'm doing when I'm trying to groom a guy that is in a position like this. This should go more to the front like this. And for now, it doesn't have to be perfect because when we generate the hair, the actual hair, we will see every part that we have to fix. So we will have to tweak the guides again. So don't try to not spend too much time on this part of the process like I'm doing right now. do do what I say, not what I do. Don't waste too much time like I'm doing right now. So right here the hair start to merge here. Let's see how this look when we generate the actual hair. For now I will do it like this. I think we are going to need one or two more lines of guides. So let's try to speed this up. We've been here for 2 hours now. Doesn't have to be perfect, just try to get it into position and then we can tweak. Maybe here, another one here and here. And one in the middle. Okay, I'm almost done. There you go. Okay, so we have a base here. The next thing to do here is generate the actual hair using hair from guides. Hair from guides will interpolate a bunch of hair strands between each guide and will fill the scalp. But in our case, since I added the groom preset on the body, not only on the head, it will generate hair on the whole mesh. So this is why we need a distribution multiplier map, a map like this, where we can tell the hair from guides node where we want the hair. First, I'm going to save the scene and turn on hair from guides and change width. Okay. I am also going to reduce the hair width with the change width node. You can find it here, change width, and use the width value to reduce it like this. Okay, and as you can see, we have hair outside the area when we planted the guides like this, and this is why we need a distribution map. But first we are going to change some settings here. First, I'm going to increase the viewport count fraction. This is the percentage of hair that will be shown in the viewport. It will be a percentage of the render count. So if I set this to 1, it will show 10,000 hairs in the viewport. You have to have in mind that this render count is not a precise value. It's not like you get this exact amount of hair in the mesh, so you might need to increase it beyond what you think you need to get the right result. So to get to see the actual hair count, you are going to have to add edit guides modifier on top of hair from guides. And here you can see the actual amount of hair strands that we have in this groom. Okay, so I'm going to delete this for now. I don't need it, and the hair count will change based on the interpolation and distribution settings that we have here. So by default, the distribution type is set to even. I find this the best, at least for human hair, and the settings that I recommend for hair interpolation are these. You go to guide selection and you set it to barycentric interpolation. This will change the distribution, as you can see, but we will fix that in a bit with a distribution map. Guide interpolation is set to affine by default. This one is fine, and this is what I'm going to use. And guide count is set to interpolation between 3 guides, so it will interpolate hair between a bunch of 3 guides each time. Uh, yes, and triangulation type by default is set to distribution mesh, and we have 2 new options: manual interpolation and nearest neighbor triangulation. These two are slower than distribution mesh, but they give you better results. I'm going to use this one, nearest neighbor triangulation, and you can see the difference here. Here in distribution mesh, which is the old one, the old this one is the option that we have from version 1, and these two are 2 new options. So you can see the difference when I change from distribution mesh to manual or nearest neighbor. You see how now the hair strands blend better between them. You can now see the flow of the hair, but when we are using distribution mesh option, this is not the case. You can see areas where without hair we have blank areas, and the flow is not very good, at least not in this case. Maybe you will want this option in other grooms, but I honestly, since we have these two, I avoid to use this distribution mesh triangulation type. And if we use manual triangulation, we also have better results. I recommend to use this one. It's slower than the rest, but it will give you better results. So now I'm going to get rid of all the hair that is in areas where we don't want hair, and for that, okay, first of all, I'm going to save another version of the scene. I know I save a lot, and I'm going to connect this black and white map to the distribution multiplier slot. And since I have already this map here loaded here, distribution map, I'm just going to click and drag it here, and we don't have hair in these areas anymore. Okay, but I want to have a better idea of how the hair looks before I start to tweak the length. And for that, I'm going to increase the hair count a little bit. I'm going to leave this one to in 1% and increase this to 5,000 maybe. Like this. We get some weird shadows. I think we have to turn on something. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, here. Right now the shading is wrong. As you can see, we have some weird colors. This is because the strands, the hair strands, are not facing the camera, and the normals either. So to fix that, we have to select the hair shape. This is the top shape here, and go to viewport hair display. Here, make sure that your display mode is set to GPU hair, and turn on camera facing hair is already on, it's on by default, but we also need and let me copy this so we can see the difference, and unselect the hair and turn on camera facing normals, and you see here it looks much better now. It looks much better. You can see better the flow of the hair, and it's too bright right now, so I'm going to tweak the shader a little bit. You know what, I think I already have a shader, so I'm just going to set the Arnold shader. No, that doesn't look very good. Or this one, no. Let's see this one. Okay, it doesn't seem like we have a decent shader. Let's see which one I have here. I think this is just the Arnold shader. Yeah, it's the Arnold shader. I'm just going to set this one to a darker value, and why is it not changing? I'm going to copy this and just decrease the highlights. Oh, this is weird, the shader is not changing at all. Okay. It's working now. Nah, I don't think this would work. I'm just going to use this. And I'm going to increase the hair count a little bit more. To have a better visualization like this. So okay, one thing that we have to do is fix the shape of the groom, because we see that you can see here that we have like some bumps, so we have to fix that to improve the shape. Here we have some hair going through the ear, we have to fix that too, and the parting here is not looking good either. Let's see what else. And the pinch of hair that I wanted to create here is looking a bit weird. From this side here we also have some bumps on the hair that we should fix. Like it looks a bit weird from this angle. Let's see how it looks from the back. It's fine, I guess. Let's see from the inside. Some hairs are going through the mesh, not too much. I think we can live with that. We can fix this by using push away from surface. This node, push away from surface, and as you can see, it fixes this issue. But this node will compute on each frame, so the animation will be slower. So you have to make the decision here. You want to get rid of the intersections using push away from surface, or adding more guides, or you can live with the slower performance. Let me show you the difference. This is with push away from surface, and this is without, with and without. I don't think we need it for now, and you see that we have this issue here, right? But we are going to cut this hair anyway, so I don't think we need it. I'm going to delete this and save the scene. So before working on the fading, and again, this is what we want to create, this type of fade. Before that, I'm going to fix the shape here, this bump. I'm going to fix that. This is caused. This is happening because a layer there is hair intersections, because some guides are too high. Yeah, yeah, they are too high, and we have to groom them to be on a lower layer. I think they are these guides here, so I'm going to do that now. You can either groom deform the guides in a strand mode using this mode here, and then you use the move tool to move them like this or like this, or just use the brush, whatever you find better in your case. And when you are working in this mode, you can change the point where the move tool will affect the guide. For that, you go to guides here, and you change the control point position like this, and the pivot of the move tool will change, so you can just move it like this. And this control point, the influence work like a soft selection. If you decrease it, you are decreasing you are decreasing the influence of the move tool, like this, you see. But we want full influence. And the guides here on the back, on the top back, oops, this is not what I want. I want them to be a little bit higher, so they don't go inside the other layer of hair. A little bit like this, and you as well. Yeah. For the rest, I'm going to use the brush. Oops, what happened there? Okay, this guide is acting weird. I'm just going to leave it there for now. Let's see. This one should go up. This one as well. Oops, let me turn this on. Much better. Like this. And let's test. Give it some seconds to generate the hair. On the back is a bit better, but we have some weird bump here still. Okay, maybe we make like this. Oops, no, it have to go. Wait a second. Oh, like this. Okay. Should be like this. Much better. Let's see, this one should go lower. How is it looking? It's a bit better. Yeah, I think it's gone. Maybe take this one, decrease it a little bit. No, wait, there you go. Just a little bit down like this. Okay, and here I want to improve this here. Let me increase the guides width so you can see them better. Okay, I hope you can see them now. And I'm going to move these guides down. This here is creating a big clump of hair that is too big, so I'm going to try to get all the guides here a bit like increase the distance between them. They are too close right now, so I'm just going to move the tips away to improve the flow a little bit and to improve this little area here. Oops, where are the guides? looking better. Yes. Like this. I also want to improve the front a little bit. I want to create like a little curve here, like this, or like this. Let's see how we can achieve that. Maybe moving them a little bit to the front like this. And this one too, not too much. Okay, and what can we do with this guide to improve this part here? I want it to blend better with the rest, so I'm moving it to the front like this. Yes, yes, exactly. And you, what do I do with you? Maybe a little bit to the right. Yes, to create some nice division here. And then I'm going to add a parting plane here to create some nice division here. But first, let me tweak these guides a little bit to create a little curve here, like this and like this here, so the parting line will look much better when we add it. I'm going to show you how to create parting in a little bit. Like this. What is happening with this part here? Okay, blend it better like this, a little bit to the outside, much better. No, wait, like this. You look weird from this angle, so I'm going to lower you, and you are too high, more like this. Smooth out the shape to make it look a bit more round, but keeping the flow. Better. And this, the same with this one. Improve a little bit the shape like this. I don't have too many bumps. I want it to look a bit smoother, but with the same flow. Yeah, looks fine for now. Now this side have some weird looking. Alright, from the back now I like how it looks here. I like this silhouette here. This is what I'm looking for. but let's see, this angle looks fine too, but if I move it like this, now I get some weird bumps that I don't like. They may be fine, but it's not what I'm looking for, so I'm just going to lower these guides like this. I may delete some of those guides. Oops. Yeah. Like this. Yep. Give me a second. Okay. Yeah, it's looking better. Maybe like this to avoid. Yeah, that's better. Lower like this. What are you doing? You go up. There was like a hole here that I didn't like, so I'm moving this one higher. And this one is too high. And this one too, just a little bit like this, stretch it a little bit. It's all about improving the shape of the hair of this groom. Make it look like you want, and try to blend the flow to make it a little bit more consistent. I want to make it look like it's welcomed, like, yeah, a nice flow between different levels of length, because as you can see here, the guides here on this side from the top, they go with the same flow like this. It's like a continuous line like this. They are not like this and then this way and then this way. No, they blend smoothly like this, and this is what I want to do here. I want to have a nice flow without some weird change in direction. And we have some hair intersections here with the mesh, so I'm going to get this away from the mesh to remove this intersection. And keep tweaking on this side. Okay, here we have some intersections with the ears. We can fix this in 3 different ways, using push away from surface as I showed before, adding more guides to improve the interpolation in this area, so we can move the hair to go behind the ear like this and then this way. But I'm not going to use any of those because when I cut the hair like this, the hair will no longer have this length, so it will be cut like this and like this, and all this part will be a lot shorter, and this will be removed. So there is no point on wasting time or on trying to fix this, because it will basically fix by itself when we create the fading. So we can just leave this like this and keep just improving the shape and the flow. Some nice flow here. The same applies here. The hair will be cut like this, so there is no point in trying to fix this. Okay, so I think it's decent. It's a decent base. Now let's try to fix this side. I'm going to move this away to remove these intersections away from the mesh and create a nice curve here for the parting line. Yes. The next, I will do the same. Add some nice volume here, like this. Okay, the volume is looking better. This is not here in the reference, but I think it's always a good practice to try to just do something to see what happens, to see how it looks in the end. I think we have to take some time to experiment. I want to make this, to change the flow a little bit here, to blend with the guides below, with the strands below, I mean, and a little bit outside. We have some rebel hairs here, so I'm going to blend them with the rest like this. The strands here were looking like this, and then we have a sudden change in flow here like this. So to change that, I comb this guide like this, change the shape like this, and now we have a single flow like this, a single line with a nice flow. the same is happening on the back in several places, and we can work with that. Well, it's not that bad in the back of the head, and even it looks better like that, so I'm not going to fix too much there. Maybe just a little bit and get it a bit away from the head like this. And just fix the flow just a little bit, not too much. Give me a second. Okay. Like this. Okay, we have this area here looks too plain. Let's see what we can do. No, not that. Maybe like this. Look at it from different angles to see how the shape is changing. Yeah, I think it looks better. This. Okay, now I'm going to add the parting. No, wait, the flow here is a bit strange still. Let's try to okay, I get it. We need at least one more guide here. Here in this corner. Now we are talking. Oops. There you go. Just improve the flow now. Let's see what we have here. So here it goes front like this and slowly blends like this. Like this. Now this one like this to blend with the new guide. And I think okay, let's not fix that. Okay, let's add the parting now. To add the parting, we go into hair from guides. Let me close all this, and we go into the parting tab. There we have many options. We have auto part that will try to create a parting based on the distance between guides, so it will detect this type of divisions like this and will create the parting automatically, but it will not always do the best work because it's something automatic. Like for example, here we have now some weird gaps or clumps of hair, and we don't want that, so I'm going to turn this option off. And we can also add parting using strand channels or a map, a texture map, but I'm going to use parting planes. Basically, I'm going to turn this off to improve performance and to be able to see the guides here, the division. This will basically add a plane like this that will create the division that we want. For example, hairs that are on this side of the plane will flow in this direction, and the ones that are in this side of this plane will flow in this direction without affecting the rest of the hair over here or over here, just this area here. So now that we have the parting plane, just one plane for now, I turn on hair from guides and wait a few seconds, and as you can see, it looks better than using the auto parting option. We can also add one more here just in case, like this, and maybe one more here. Oops. Oh, right. You can also turn this option on, edit, and when you select a parting plane, you can use the transformation tools to move the plane and rotate it, but by default it was fine, so I'm not going to change anything there. So we have parting here. We are approaching 3 hours now, so I'm going to leave it here, I think, or I may yeah, let me go for the fading. So to create the fading effect, something like this, I'm going to use a length node with a multiplier map, which is a texture map that I paint in Moodbox. Let me show you. I have the scene here, not this one, something like this. No, wait, this is the line that I used to as reference to paint the parting. um, well, I have a bunch of maps here, so basically I'm going to show you real quick, and we can expand this info in the next stream. So I basically try to paint a gradient. I try to create a gradient map. So I start with black. I paint one layer of black here, like this, pure black, 100% black, like this. Right, and then I add another layer on top of that one, and I add another layer of black, but this time around the head, like this, to create a second layer of face of fade. Let's see, it's over here, I think. And then let me use a bigger brush, just black in all this area, and then I'm going to blend between the two layers. I'm going to decrease the opacity on the second layer, and I will go back to the first layer and use this blur, what is it? This blur tool to blur this sharp line. Maybe the strength is too high, something like this, maybe a bit more. Oops, there you go. Now you can see the whole window, something like this. And on the other side, and then I go to the second layer of the fade and do the same, like this. Try to blend it as the best I can, like this. Then I export this map, the merge. Oops, sorry for that. I'm going to export this channel, the merge channel, and just say an m test fade. Let me copy this address and save. Let's give it a few seconds. Okay, now basically I just load this map in the length node as value multiplier, as a file texture. Open the image, test fade, and there you go. Let me turn this off. If it's too sharp, then I just go back to Modbox and I go back to the first layer and let me decrease it a little bit. What happens with a fade is that the hair does not disappear completely. They are just very short like this. As you can see here, the hair roots are still there, so we have to use a map that doesn't remove the hair completely, that doesn't set the length to 0. So we have just to keep tweaking it, to tweak the intensity of the map to create a realistic fade. Maybe a little bit more here, like this. I'm going to export again. Overwrite. Let's see how it looks now. Reload. Yeah, that's better. So as I said, we didn't have to fix the hair that were going inside the ear, because now the hair in this line are very short and they don't go inside the mesh. So just to show you the difference, this is without length adjustment, and this is with the length adjustments. On the back too, I have to fix this, so we get this. Let me just increase the hair count just to see how it looks. Maybe to this. And decrease the width. Let me add push away from surface just for, yeah. So I'm going to leave this here for now, guys. Thanks for tuning in. In the next, I'm going to expand a lot more in this in the fade. We are going to paint a phase map with more details. We are going to also paint a width map to help create a better hairline, and we are going to add freeze. We are going to work with the clumping. So yeah, thank you very much for tuning in, and tune in for the next where we are going to add a lot more details to the hair. We've been here for more than 3 hours now. I know it can be really tedious, so we are going to learn a lot more in the next stream. So goodbye. See you.